Walshy here with Best Man.
I wasn't seated.
Oh, you want me to start when you see it?
Yeah.
Can you edit it or no?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. This is Walshy here. I'm with Best Man and Bravo. We got done doing the Halo 4 waypoint party. And as you can see, we're in the hotel room. We don't care to have too high production value. We know you all want the information right now. So we're here to talk weapons first. First and foremost, I think most people are interested about the BR. I think we're all in agreement here. Halo 3 BR style. Just feels like it.
Most like it.
Most like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's its own feel, its own physics. I think Mason or Neighbor was talking before, felt like pre-patch Halo 2, and I disagree with that. It definitely feels closer to Halo 3. You would agree?
Yeah, I mean, other people that were playing it as well said Halo 3, and Nada did as well. And I think it's like Halo 3 BR, but it's hard to track people up close. What I noticed, so it's very interesting. I think it takes a lot more skill than the DMR, but we'll get into that later. But
yeah, I can't tell if that's because maybe aim acceleration, and we'll get back into that later. But next weapon, DMR. For the most part, most of the people playing with BR, I would say 90+% of the time.
Yeah.
Very rarely switching over to the other weapons, but I saw you using DMR slightly. I think the reticle looks pretty much the same, at least when I noticed, for example, you shoot in the bloom and kind of rotates in the inner reticle.
Right.
So at least from that aesthetic, it looks the same.
yeah, that's mainly when you're unzoomed. When you zoom, you have it's like a 3x scope. I'm not sure what reach was.
Yeah.
So you have like a circle, so you have the reticle, and then you have that, and then you have that. So it's like everything's blocked off, and it's very interesting. I think the DMR shots, or I don't obviously the TVs may factor into this, but it registered like people would melt.
It
really
feels
quick.
like a cannon, man.
Yeah.
Like when you're laying bullets into people.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a little flimsy.
And the nice part
reach.
about all these weapons too is I talked about these little hash marks. So when you have your reticle, you're gonna have almost like diagonal, like 2 dashes up here and 2 dashes right here on your reticle when you're hitting somebody.
Almost Call of Duty like.
Yes.
But I mean, it doesn't feel like the Call of Duty splat, but that indicator is nice.
Yeah, first off, no kill cams. I don't know what everyone's saying about that. We did not see any kill cams while we were here, so I don't know where that rumor came from. So dispelling that. Next weapon. Let's talk about
Snipe?
Yeah, sniper.
Okay, cool. I did get a chance to use snipe on one of the bigger maps. All the maps are actually pretty big that we saw. I got a chance to use it on a map called Longbow, which was probably a social slayer oriented map. I don't see it really playing as a competitive map.
Myself and B-Man didn't even get a chance to play that map.
Yeah,
but,
so but I did it, and the first thing is that it feels heavy. I talked to David Ellis about a lot of things, who's a producer at 343, and it feels heavy, and it's made to be harder to use. Like in Reach, obviously with Bloom, no scoping is pretty easy, especially in the pro ranks.
Bloom didn't even play an effect on sniper in Reach.
Yeah, I mean, in between Bloom shots.
Yeah.
In between a DMR's Bloom, you could no scope is what I meant.
Yeah.
So it feels clunky, but I found myself sweep sniping, quick scoping, everything pretty fast. But it does feel heavy. The actual zoom reticle is a little bit different. It has like almost a this pattern around the reticle, like it's a design element.
I felt like you started a lot more ammo as well. I noticed anytime I picked up snipe, I would say I had like
20-some bullets. So
yeah, I would say like 16 was my guess. It could be possibly 20, but you felt like you got a lot of ammo because it's not like they had setups like Pit or anything like that where you have 2 snipers right at the start. Here, it's like it was very rare occurrences.
Yeah,
seeing those come out.
Yeah, like you said, it was. I couldn't think of the right word earlier, but it is heavy. When I was trying to look around, I was like, like that, trying to look up.
It's heavy.
But the more skill it takes, the better, I think. Because even Halo 3 sniper wasn't as well. Halo 2 sniper was by far the easiest. I think.
Just smoothest.
Less recoil. But then, as the game's got on, it's gotten a little bit, different. But
it's hard to say if it's the weapon itself or the physics of the game that it defends. But also, it definitely felt like there's like a kick to it. So I couldn't tell. Like a lot of people asked about rate of fire with it, and I think I mistweeted at one point saying it's slower than Halo 1, and I guess Halo 1 might be one of the fastest ones, but it's just like, it definitely feels like one of the slower ones, and I can't attribute that to me trying to pull the trigger as fast as possible, or for the fact that you shoot and you have a kick. It's not like your reticle stays on, so it really has more of like a kick, not so much of a bloom to it.
Yeah, as far as the kick goes, I think that plays a good part into a scale cap with the sniper instead of just, like you said, reach.
You gotta make that headshot.
Yeah, like you said, reach. You could get so lucky, you just turn around 180 no scope and it piss you off like crazy. So,
did either of you get your hands on the storm rifle?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, actually, the reason I used it the way I did was because in yesterday's multiplayer demo, they had someone using the storm rifle and immediately meleeing, getting a kill really fast, and then another close range battle, storm rifling, and getting the kill before they even could melee. So up close, it's deadly. David Ellis also stressed to me how deadly it is. If you turn a corner storm rifling for, I'm talking like Halo maybe 2 plasma rifle, shot, melee.
Okay.
Like that fast, like just shoot.
Did it burn out similar to like other previous plasma weapons, like overheating? Because I saw it was on a percentage base.
Yeah, it's a little, under your reticle is a little bar that fills up, like imagine a semicircle.
Yep.
That fills up with the energy that's being used. Surprisingly, when I'm doing long range, I found that, I noticed that, but if I'm in short range battles, it wouldn't overheat by the time I wanted to melee.
Okay.
Or the time I got the kill. Did you guys get the chance to use it all?
I used it once, and obviously mid to long range it's very ineffective, but short range, I was like, and then someone finished them up right away. So it was obviously
shield melter for sure.
Yeah.
I look at it being the same as like, as much as they claim is not like a reskinned AR, in effect, I believe the way it will be used will be the same.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Damage-wise, I mean, obviously the bullets look much different mechanics, not like, go off percentage base and overheating, but in general, you can use the exact same as the AR from first impressions.
Yeah.
Which brings the next thing is AR.
Yeah.
So it's like the storm rifle.
Yeah, so
I actually go ahead, B.
Well, with the AR, everyone was saying that it was going to be a lot stronger from the video that was released, or with the
campaign
footage.
video?
Yeah, the campaign video and some leaked multiplayer footage. But I didn't find it that strong at all.
No.
Like, I tried to use it and I'd be like, like that, maybe it's the TV's fault, but, I was melting people and wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be.
So you'd prefer storm rifle, or obviously something like the next weapon we'll talk about, scatter shot, something like that up close would be much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say the only time I used it was, I didn't know how to change loadouts right away because it's Y, instead of X in reach. So I actually spawned with assault rifle pistol for like the first 2 games. And I always switched to pistol, which we'll talk about later. But I found myself often switching to AR just to finish the one-shots, when you didn't feel like reloading. Other than that, it didn't seem powerful or really extremely useful.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised too because I thought it was going to be really strong.
Scatter shot, next weapon.
It's crazy.
The
4-runner shotgun.
Yeah, fucking powerful. Like,
it is, and
I see people go up close and like it's literally one shot, melt somebody. I don't know. They keep claiming about the effectiveness of the being able to bounce bank shots with it. I haven't seen any situations yet where like someone pulls up the shield and someone bounces under. Like, obviously those are possibilities where like bounce around corners. I just don't think it has the range to be effective that far. I mean, I could be wrong. Like, maybe it amplifies off there, but
it'd be hard to
it just seems like if I'm gonna bounce around the corner and hit somebody, like I'm just gonna go around that corner and just drill them and they're dead. So we'll have to see how that plays out later.
Did you feel the bullets? Because, I mean, the crazy bullets that come out of it, did you feel they homed in, or is it just they stick to you? They stick to you?
I think it's like, it almost looks like there's almost like 7 little like, kind of little scatter shots that come out of it, and it's like, obviously everybody hit them and
they kind of just like spread apart as the further along the
just like
I couldn't really tell if they homed or not. It just seemed like you obviously pay attention to the ones that hit the person.
You could see like the animation of the bullets.
Yeah, you would see it hitting them, right? Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, is you see the bullets hit them, not homing.
So, I mean, with my experience when I used it, I would try it mid-range and kind of was failing.
Yeah, it wasn't
close range.
Yeah, and then on the, what is the drift map?
A drift where you have the stairs and stuff.
Yeah. So like I'm looking up the stairs and I jumped out and just one shot at the guy looking up at me. It was ridiculous.
Well, I found it useful on Haven, which is a new warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're hanging around top middle, if you're hanging around like top middle, you just peek out. People lifting.
That top middle was key for the close range weapons.
Definitely.
Sword, I didn't get the chance to pick up, but I was fighting a guy that had it with me, and I could dodge it like a lot more effectively than the past Halos. Like I used to cover like a wall, and he just sort of lunged at me, and then I meleeed him and like get back, and he got cleaned up.
Yeah,
but I never really got my hands on it, so.
It's not extreme lunge range. I haven't seen any like ridiculous Halo 2 style lunges. Yeah, which I thought were awesome. Like
I think Halo 2 Sword was.
I thought it was pretty damn balanced with all the glitches they had in the game. But this one,
accidental.
But I'd say that the melee speed is fast, but like you said, the lunge distance isn't that great. No. But there is that whole melee, and if someone else melees, there's that bounce back.
You also got to keep in mind you have built-in sprint, so that's going to play effect to using sword. So you can obviously, like, if someone's around the corner, sprint around.
And when you are BRing someone, We don't know exactly when it's supposed to happen, but if someone's sprinting at you with a sword and you are BRing them, I know this was discussed earlier, but that person will slow down significantly and you can easily kill them.
Okay, because that was one thing that's hard for me to notice or gauge in like the game or two that played that when I was tweeting out question answers. It was like, all right, do you slow down when you get shot or naded with sprinting? And it was really hard to say because most of the time when I was sprinting away from people, and I really did not notice it much sprinting away. Like,
when you're getting shot by DMR or the BR?
Yeah. I didn't notice it that much.
I noticed like a sort of like a momentum change. Like I'd be sprinting and I would still be sprinting, but it would like hiccup a little bit. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
But I also with the sprint, I like how you can maneuver around a lot better. So.
Did you guys see Needler?
I barely saw it. I mean, it was
crazy.
They claim it's on a different level than your loadout weapons. So your loadout weapons are DMR, BR, AR.
Pistol.
Well, the primaries, yeah. So DMR, carbine,
we didn't talk about yet.
Hold on.
I'm trying to think what there's one of the loadouts. So basically, they claim that needle is on a different level than loadouts because they treat that as an ordnance drop.
It's only ordnance.
So like that and scatter shot are both options, and also the sticky gun, which I can explain about in a second. So the little bit I saw in Needler, I don't see it competitive wise. I mean, I could see it possibly being something like Halo 3, where if you caught someone off guard and just got those needle shots off, they explode.
Yeah.
It seemed like it sort of had that sort of speed, and I don't want to say the exact same rate of fire, but I didn't really get to see someone use it much because it was barely on the map, and most people, especially MLG pros, are prone to stay away from it.
When I was jumping at someone on Haven, like from top middle to a bottom ramp, I got needled like a few times, like split second, and I'm even moving laterally, and I blew up so fast. So. Talking to 343, they said it's very powerful.
Okay. Yeah. Next, we're going to talk about sticky gun. Didn't see it used much. It was a gun that you'd shoot.
What was it actually called?
It was sticky something.
Sticky
launcher.
I thought it was sticky pistol. Oh well, let's call it sticky gun.
But we'll call it sticky gun. But basically, you shoot it. It take a couple seconds to arm, and then you shoot your right trigger again in order to explode it. So it seems like more of like a defensive gun, and he really didn't elaborate because I talked to Kevin quite a bit, one of the lead designers there. He didn't elaborate what the final product of it is going to be. Like, all right, if I shoot this over, can someone shoot that and kill it, or is it going to stay there permanently until I shoot it? So it really didn't seem that powerful for me. I couldn't tell if you could stick somebody. I really only got to see it used like once, and didn't seem very effective.
I had a really lucky spree with it actually. I picked it up, and David Ellis was explaining to me what it does because I had an ordnance. So I grabbed it, and first thing I did was actually stick someone with it. Like you can shoot it right at their ankles, and stick them really easily because around the body.
And even after you stick them, do you have that slight delay while it's still arming and you can shoot it, or did you have to? Could you blow them up immediately?
Yeah, you can blow them up just about immediately. I feel like. But he also talked about being used as a denial weapon. Denying areas, denying entrances. Definitely could be used as that. You just sit around the corner. It could be. It's C4 like, It's not as powerful as a C4.
I can see that because people aren't going to be able to see a lot of those in certain situations, like cover
doorways or imagine on top of a doorway.
That's true. So I don't see it being as much of an assault weapon, more as a defensive weapon.
Yeah, it was really hard to use.
Like, but I mean, definitely crazy clips you can get with it.
Yeah, when people were charging me and shooting me, and I was trying to use it, it wasn't very effective at all. So I think it'll be more so like a defensive weapon or whatever what David Ellis said about the entrances. Yep.
Yeah.
Carbine. I used that a slight bit.
What was it technically called again?
I heard it called the carbine.
I thought I had carbine something else on top of it, but the word carbine was definitely part of it.
But I think Alumni and Hoaxer both loved the carbine.
Hoaxer dropped some big numbers with it, so I didn't.
But he also said he used the carbine in I think Reach and/or
Halo 3.
Halo 3. So maybe he's just a carbine fan.
It's really hard to gauge all these weapons. A lot of people are like, oh, DMR, BR, carbines. Like, dude, it's hard for us to give the exact answers now. Like, we need to have hundreds of battles before you figure out, like, all right, this kills in this many shots compared to DMR, or this one's better in this situation.
This is based off 6 or 7 straight games of playing.
And like a lot of it too, we're getting used to the map area, getting used to like all different loadouts, all these different things. And one of the struggles too, which you guys learned much more than me, was that after each game you had to reset your loadouts, all those different things, because they have a setup here at E3 where for the exhibitors, that way they don't have to go through settings and reset default. So also secondary weapons.
Pistol. First thing, like I said, I spawned with it a lot, so I was switching to it Halo 1 style a lot. Its clip is Halo Anniversary size.
I want to say it's like 8.
It's 8. I'm almost positive it's 8. And it's 6 to kill.
Okay.
5 body, of course, 1 in the head to finish. Which, if you're shooting well, is easily doable. If the person's weak, it's doable. But I found myself often switching or reloading or grenading before I got that kill. So, and as David all said, it's meant to be a secondary weapon. It's not a primary.
That's how I looked at them too. Is like the 2 secondary weapons was pistol and then plasma pistol. And it just seemed like they were not going to be your prime choices. Like obviously you use plasma pistol in situations, and then pistol I could only see myself using after I was out of ammo with the main weapon. Like I couldn't see why I would use that to start off any fight when I could just use BR, DMR, any of those options. Plasma pistol I saw being used to some effect.
It's crazy, the shot.
Charging, so it seems like it took a little bit longer to charge up to do your charge up plasma shot. But I
didn't really try to do the rapid fire.
I did.
No, I saw some people doing it.
Yeah, I did. It worked. It's very different though. First of all, I was playing with vibration when I was doing that, so I'm not used to the clunkiness of all those shots, which is super weird. But by the way, if you play vibration, that's crazy. But when someone's coming around the corner on like a drift, you know, like the lift room with the 2 crates, you're sitting there. If someone's coming around the corner, I try to spam it, and it feels weird, but even the plasma pistol felt clunky. Like it wasn't like a fast shooting. It almost felt Halo 1 heavy. You know how that plasma pistol's heavy?
Yeah, it's
weird,
but I think
because the Halo 1 plasma pistol is pretty deadly if you use it.
If you could master that, you should have fast that side. I wouldn't agree on that one. But yeah, I definitely see the charge up being very effective. Like charge up, wait till a guy comes around the corner. If you're at close range, like I think you can hit that plasma burst pretty damn good, or pretty often. That's why I have a lot of times. Like a lot of people get weaker in one shot and they get desperate and just charge up, and the person comes around the corner. We didn't see as much close range combat as we would like, or like certain things like assassinations. Because first off, we were playing radar and Promethean vision, pretty much negated all
I actually got an assassination. It was pretty cool. I like tackled the guy, got on top of him, and kicked his ass. So
I had one. I tried one.
I was going out of my way for it. So
I was going out of my way for one. I had one where you grab him and you like throw him down, knife him in the neck, and you come out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So of course
we didn't see nearly as many as we obviously would if there was no radar, or especially Promethean.
One crazy thing we haven't talked about: rockets.
Oh yeah, I did. Did you pick them up?
Yeah. Did you pick them up, Dave?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to pick them up.
You pick them
up?
Yeah.
Very different, man.
I don't know if you were watching me when I had them. You were right by me interviewing, I think, Mason, but...
Alright, so we had to switch cameras. The things we do to get you guys this Halo 4 content is just ridiculous. But we were just closing out with the Rockets, and they seemed skillful. It's hard to tell, like we weren't able to tell, like, alright, yeah, auto aim drags these rockets or anything like that as of now, but like you have to hit the rocket shots in the right spots. I know Elamite had one very damn close and it didn't count. And,
how fast, comparable to other games, do you think the rocket is? Someone from 343 said Halo 1 speed. I felt like they were traveling a little bit slower. I mean, Halo 1 rockets are super fast.
Yeah, I think they were going slower. I feel like they were going slower than even like Halo 2, Halo 3. I think it's just slowest.
It's like you're shooting a laser and at the end of it an explosion happens.
Yeah. It's really strange. The projectile, the stream of the rocket is really strange from the past Halo. So
yeah,
I think that pretty much wraps it up for weapons. We got a few more things to talk about. Check out our other videos.
Yeah, we're gonna have more coming this week. We're gonna be talking about all kinds of topics: maps, physics, abilities, loadouts, a whole bunch of stuff for you guys. We took down some notes. Of course, we couldn't film any video inside the event. We want to be respectful to 343. They were kind enough to let us play the game early. We certainly don't want to, take pictures or, unfortunately, take video because that would just be really mean. So,
however, on my other YouTube channel where they don't know it's me, I'm gonna be uploading all that shit, so you can check it out.
So we'll be back with another video soon. Please like and subscribe if you have not. Check out this guy's channel as well. Peace.